another episode of Hard Factor presented by the Barstool News Network. It is What the Fuck Wednesday, June 10th, 2020. This is news for the common man, by the common man, celebrating the internet commenter in all of us. It's What the Fuck Wednesday, meaning all the stories are submitted by our very own internet commenters in the Hardo Hive. I'm always amazed at the stories that you guys can find, and this week is no exception. Wall-to-wall insanity, right, fellas?
You're sick. You guys are sick.
Yeah, got some good ones.
Well, I mean, and the people in the stories also sick.
Yeah,
Yes.
slightly worse.
Yeah. Takes one to know one, right?
So many stories, in fact, that we couldn't get to all of the submissions from the Hive today, but I think you may be able to catch some of those other gems on Barstool Radio, 11 a.m. to noon on Thursdays from now on. Obviously, we're going to try to flex our debate muscles on the radio, but if we don't have debaters, who knows? That'd be a hell of a way to spend an hour, going over all the What the Fuck Wednesday stories that we couldn't get to. Two What the Fuck Wednesdays for the price of one. Sounds like a good deal to me. Go to SiriusXM.us/Barstool to sign up for a free trial for that so you can listen to us on there 11 to noon Eastern time, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for now. Mark, get us going on the pod.
All right. Well, I will then. So, look, guys, this was teased on radio, as you just talked about. Will at SiriusXM Radio, Barstool Power 85, 11 a.m. till noon, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
You're going to want to sign up. I mean,
if you've already signed up, you already know what I'm about to talk about. If you haven't, it's free. Sign up and listen to our original content.
Double plug
on there.
Back to back.
So without further ado,
it's important.
It's important. You guys need to do it.
I agree.
Without further ado, a man stuck a 2-foot charging cord up his urethra and got it stuck in his bladder.
Oh no, was his dick out of batteries?
Couldn't believe this story. Yeah. Maybe he thought it would give him a boost. I don't know. I heard it's for masturbation. Maybe we'll get into that later. Look, I mean, hang on.
Some tells me the guy sliding the full 2 feet in means that he was enjoying it. And he wasn't making a mistake.
I need you guys to give me a second here. I need you to look at this picture. Can I get to share?
Oh, it's the picture. I think
the X-ray one.
The picture.
Share screen. Yeah. Share screen.
Oh yeah, I think I saw this one earlier today.
Can you guys see it?
No.
Yeah.
Can you, X-ray? Okay, yeah.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Can you see it?
Yep.
On the screen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
See that?
The X-ray. Very.
Yeah.
It's like a tapeworm.
Very in there.
A big tapeworm. So yeah, I mean, look at that fucking idiot. Look at that guy. That's
hold on.
That's
Let's
his
hear why
bladder,
he
not
did
his
it
ass,
first.
by the way.
Easier ways to get something in your bladder.
So an Indian man who was not named for quite obvious reasons visited a hospital in northeastern India last month and claimed he had ingested some earphones and had severe abdominal pain, according to Dr. Walil Islam, who's a surgeon at the hospital. So at first, the doc gave him some laxatives and said, hey, if what you're saying is true, don't worry. These laxatives should pass headphones right through. And the man, who you've got to assume is a sadist, or at least open to the idea, didn't mention he was lying when he said he somehow swallowed a pair of headphones and instead shoved a bubble tape amount of charging cable in his cock.
So he didn't think that there was a difference between your intestines.
Bladder and anus. Yeah, intestine.
Well,
so
he's a moron, the man.
He thought, okay, maybe the laxatives will work. And he left
Guys, you can swallow with any hole in your body. There's different types of swallowing.
It goes to different pieces. It goes to different pockets.
Yes, agreed, Will. But
openings
let's not say
have
he
different
didn't.
pockets that they go to.
Agreed, but he still swallowed it. His dick swallowed it.
Yeah, but that's not
and
the same.
that laxative was gonna force it out of his dick somehow, Pat?
I don't know. Give him some alone time to think about what he's done to himself.
He was just too embarrassed to admit.
Realized that he didn't have the nerve to tell the doctor. So the laxatives didn't work, guys, because the cord was in his bladder. So he went back to the hospital 5 days later, saying the pain was even worse, as it had 5 days to simmer in his bladder. And he also said, "Guess what? Nothing passed in my stool, doc." So Islam, Islam and his team. Go ahead, Wes.
He's just frantically drinking water for days and days.
Yeah,
Poor bastard.
You know it's not going to work.
He's got a jumble of cords sitting under his cock. Yeah, it's
perfectly come
should have just been truthful.
Yeah, so Islam and his team performed endoscopy, but still couldn't find anything because, again, nothing was in his rectum. The sick, lonely man complained so much of the severe pain, though, and was probably pretty convincing and sweating.
How could he be complaining? Seriously, he knew what he did. He knew,
but he was complaining about the pain.
I know, but he knew that he knew he didn't take care of it. He knew.
So when he let him stick a camera up his ass and nothing was found, he still said, "Doc, you gotta do something. I'm in pain." So the doctor, believing he was in severe pain, just went in and did surgery on his intestines, opened up his intestines and found nothing. So then he stitched him back up and was still perplexed, and the doctor decided to perform a full lower body X-ray, which he probably should have done before the surgery.
Yeah,
of the
first
intestines.
thing maybe.
Yeah, at which point the 2-foot what looks like a phone charging cord was revealed to be smack dab in the middle of this guy's bladder. Talk about painful peas, am I right? Yeah. Gonna need a new charger.
He's definitely
right?
a sadist. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He's getting surgeries.
yeah.
It's so frustrating to me that this man could not admit that he shoved the fucking thing inside of his penis. They would have all been solved had he just told the truth from the start.
That's a tough thing to explain, William.
He did when he was confronted with the X-ray results.
Right.
He admitted that he inserted 24 inches of cord into his urethra.
Hard to believe he wasn't thinking right in the beginning.
Yeah, he was hoping to have like shared confusion with the doctor, where the doc's like, "How did that get in there?" He's like, "I don't know. That's crazy.
It was never going to happen. It was a delusion from the start."
He was hoping the doctor told him it somehow spilled out of his intestines and into his bladder. I don't know. The doctor made an incision near his bladder and easily took the cord out. Now the patient's fine, but the doctor had a few choice words and said, if he'd just been honest, then it would have saved us the trouble and we could have treated him sooner. I have read that people used to get sexual gratification by inserting instruments through the penis. This is one such case, and the psychiatrist can help him beyond this point.
I learned this lesson in high school when I went to the Home Depot with the ambitions of making an 8-person beer bong. And I went, of course, you're in Home Depot, you don't know where anything is. So you ask a guy. And I was in high school, so I didn't want to admit I was making a beer bong. So I told him I was like making a sprinkler thing. 45 minutes in, he goes, "Level with me, kid. What are you doing here?" He goes, "It's a beer bong." And he was so mad at me. He was like, "Why didn't you just fucking tell me that in the first place?" And he was right. I could have saved a lot of time.
You should have told him that. I've only ever told the truth in those situations and was directed straight to the rubber piping.
It's a soda bong. So Dr. Islam, clearly not amused by this guy. Also sounds like the patient was right, though, guys, to feel judged by him, as Dr. Islam immediately told the world about this story and said that this guy needs psychiatric help. So maybe everyone was right in this story. It's a feel-good story, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the patient was right.
Deep itch in there. I don't know.
I can understand a lot of fetishes that I'm not necessarily into myself, but jamming shit up my penis just is not going to be one.
There's a lot of
the worst part. No, the worst part is him not being able to be like truthful with himself. Like he honestly thought. Yeah, he honestly thought that taking laxatives was gonna wash a fucking USB cord out of his bladder. Like that's insanity. That's insanity.
He just didn't want to be the headline of what he became, international headline. If you Google this, like all the stories from all the major U.S. networks are like, man has horrible masturbation accident gone wrong.
He's on the cover of New Delhi Science Journal. The doctor wouldn't be giving
interviews, though, if he didn't annoy him so bad.
No, I think he sniffed out Dr. Islam from the beginning. I think Dr. Islam might be a bit of a dick.
It must have sucked, too, because when they did the surgery, like he couldn't have called anyone because his phone was dead. It's like he was probably all alone.
He probably started with the ingested earphones, and when Dr. Islam called him a fucking idiot, he was like, uh-oh, this isn't going to go well.
Yeah, no, Dr. Islam knew when he cut him open. He knew what he was doing, teaching him a little lesson there.
Maybe they both were playing with each other.
I was hoping I got the dumbest doctor in the world that I could lie to and say that I needed laxatives.
Or a doctor that also masturbated by sticking stuff up his urethra. Thought I'd get lucky.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Some backstory with this next one before we begin. And thank you, Bubba and George, Jorge. I think it's Jorge for sending this one in. So, guys, Lori Vallow is the Idaho woman whose kids, 7-year-old Josh and 17-year-old Tylee, were reported missing in November of 2019. And then they were last seen in September. Family members were like, "Hey, Lori, where the fuck are Josh and Tylee?" And when she could not produce them, they reported her ass. And then in the midst of the investigation, Lori fled to Kauai in Hawaii with her new husband, Chad Daybell. You guys, does that ring a bell at all?
He's got like the religious podcasts, and he said that he's like, okay.
Yeah, he wrote like religious fiction books.
Yes.
So authorities tracked her down in February, like, "Hey, lady, we think you probably killed your kids. You're coming home until you can tell us where the fuck they are." But let's back it up. up. We'll go back to February 2019 when Lori's prior husband, Charles Vallow, who is the adopted father and biological granduncle of 7-year-old Joshua. I didn't bother to figure out how that relates.
Wow.
But yeah.
That is a complicated family tree.
Very complicated. His family's fucked up. Tylee is Lori's biological daughter, the 17-year-old. Anyway, Charles filed for divorce and, according to his lawyers, had, quote, a genuine fear for his life and, under our advice, obtained an order of protection against Lori Vallow, who at one point, after meeting Chad Daybell, her current husband, who, like we said, writes these fiction religious books, said she was, quote, a god assigned to carry out the work of the 144,000 at Christ's second coming in July 2020. I mean, she seems kind of spot on so far with the July 2020
thing. Soon, yeah.
Yeah, it's next month.
Yeah, things are looking real good for that prophecy for her. I mean, like best possible scenario for a ridiculous prophecy is it happening in July 2020.
I'm not even going to argue at this point.
No, she seems sane so far, right?
Yeah,
So it basically seemed like Chad was also running a cult. Anyway, Charles, her prior husband, dropped the divorce proceedings, and in July 2019, Lori Vallow's brother, Alex Cox, shot and killed Charles in her Chandler, Arizona home, July 11, 2019. It was handled as a case of self-defense, and Cox was not arrested. But later, in December of the same year, 2019, he was found dead in his home. So everyone just around this woman is just dropping like flies, right?
She's like a black widow.
Leading up to the prophecy, too, of the time of the prophecy.
Or a brown recluse.
Yeah, or like a female praying mantis.
Right. She's just a murderer.
She's a murderer.
And then, so...
Yeah. She's like a human murderer.
She's like a human murderer.
She's a bad person.
It gets better. So in October 2019, not better, but it gets more interesting. In October 2019, Chad Daybell's, so this Lori's new love interest, his wife died out of the blue. They thought it was natural causes, but are now looking at it like it might be poison. Chad collected $430,000 from her life insurance, and he was married to Lori a few weeks after her death. I mean, what the fuck? Authorities.
Oh my God.
These authorities are dropping the ball left and right.
And they went to Hawaii,
Idaho.
right?
They went to Hawaii.
Oh,
yeah.
that's the sign. You always know. I mean, not everybody in Hawaii. I'm saying a lot of people are running away from something.
So
good
we've
place to
covered
run.
this story in great depth before. Did something happen? Is something new in it?
Yes. Well, something new did happen. They found human remains in Chad Daybell's home in Idaho. And if I were a betting man, I'd say that probably the kids are the remains. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened. But, I had to give everyone the backstory because I don't.
Maybe they can lock these people up now. With these
Right?
human
Did they
remains,
get them FBI there?
They got some FBI. The FBI is heavily involved, as they have been, I think, since they went and got her in Hawaii. And she's on like $1 million bond. Now Chad is, of course, in jail on like $1 million bond. So I'm guessing it's the kids. I don't want to. Hopefully it's not the kids, but I'm guessing it's the kids.
Well, those kids are dead. Those kids are dead, though. I mean, come on.
Glad they got those psychos off the street. Sounds like they killed a lot of people.
Who teed up that? Who submitted that story?
That was Hardo Hive, Bubba, and Jorge.
Damn.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. I mean, hopefully we got the A squad because obviously the people investigating it before, not exactly.
You don't want the Ruby Slipper squad on that.
Sherlock Holmes.
No.
Yeah, right,
No.
right.
Yeah. What do you think?
Took half the force to find a ruby slipper.
Right, life insurance, Hawaii.
I got a theory
right.
she might be killing these people that keep dying around her. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, it's a bad year to be a jilted lover who's accused of killing your ex-husbands.
What's a good year?
Human remains in Chad's house? I'd say we start
Well, I'm
with
just
the person
saying-
that lived there before Chad.
A lot getting caught is what I'm saying. It's probably a bad year every year, Pat. You're right, but a good year would be one where they didn't get caught. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, this year, several getting caught. All right, let's take it over to the next one. Comes to us from one of our many Hardo Hive members in uniform, P. Fitz, and it's a comical tale about another man in uniform, or he used to be in uniform at least. And it's about Gregory Wang of Gardenia, California. He was seen in full military garb, so like just like an outfit like you would see
Fatigues.
an army person. Fatigues, right? Carrying an M4 assault rifle and a pistol when he was approached by LAPD, so Los Angeles Police Department, late last week, and it was like 1:30 a.m. The reason that LAPD approached him and arrested him was because the National Guard tipped them off that Wang was just hanging out in the protest around them. He wasn't actually part of the National Guard.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Okay. So he was just going out potentially, waiting for something to happen, making, he's potentially protecting the streets, I guess.
Vigilante?
Yeah. So the police said, quote, he was charged with transportation of an assault weapon. It does not appear that he was a threat to the public, unquote. Wong had told
sounds like
officers,
he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Very true. Wong told officers that he was headed downtown to provide security at a friend's establishment. And I guess he hadn't arrived there still at 1:30 a.m., even though he had gotten to the protest much earlier in an Uber. So he Ubered to the protests with his M4 assault rifle in his, military.
Don't worry, I'm going to leave a
fatigues.
big tip.
Yeah. So, pretty weird dude. Wong, who was an IT specialist in the military from 2008 to 2019, is a popular airsofter and a military strategy reenactor. He goes by the handle Spartan117GW.
Here we go.
On YouTube and Instagram. He's amassed more than 140,000 fans by sharing videos related to airsoft training and military gear that he shows off on YouTube.
The airsoft thing is the fucking wackest shit on the goddamn planet. It's these guys.
I've never seen it. Is it
like, well, if you came across an airsofter's Instagram, you'd think like, oh, these guys are training to be in a militia, or these guys are actually in the military. Nope. They have fucking airsoft guns, and they're just going and like running drills. So serious. They
Paintball times 10.
Oh my God, but it's so much worse.
Yeah.
Paintball's like a fun game,
Right.
though. Like a team game. Like,
Yeah.
This doesn't sound like a team game necessarily. I
There's
don't
some
know, maybe it
hardcore
is.
paintballers out there. Yeah.
That's true. I mean,
Yeah, I think you can get into anything.
I'm not exactly calling paintballers the Fonz,
No. Yeah. No, not at all.
There's some tail associated with paintball. There's definitely
I'm throwing him a small bone. I'm not trying to say,
Well, you think Wong's doing okay for himself there, Pat?
No,
You think-
absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
No, Wong has no friends.
Yeah, well, he's described by his few friends as, quote, always in it for the Instagram likes. But unfortunately for Wong, it's going to take a lot of likes to pay those court fees for impersonating the National Guard, which he was a member of last year.
Was he jumping?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was just he's not on duty. I don't know why he went. Like, he was not part of the National Guard starting last year. And so now I guess he misses it. So he impersonated them and went to the riots.
What kind of charges is that?
That's it. It was just carrying an assault rifle, basically.
Shit.
I will say I have watched some of these.
Impersonating a National Guard. Sorry.
Right.
These airsoft videos that you watch. So what they do is they get these like really like high tech cameras that can see through their scopes, and so you can watch them. Like a lot of the guys are just like snipers, and they just pick people off from far away. So what these guys do is you just basically watch them pick people off from far away.
I'm getting the vibe that they're like almost psychopath murderers, but they're not. But they're kind of cowards too. They're like there's like a fine line between psycho killer. Like
It's
one
like
of
a
these
guy
guys
who wants to be a drone pilot.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like one trigger away from, if there's a sniper, go to the airsoft community first and find out if someome's wife left them or something. Or
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
it's
God! Imagine
interesting.
how bad or how much
Sorry,
they suck
airsoft community.
they suck the dick of whomever actually served in the military that's in their airsoft crew. Like, oh man, if you want to be a king among kings,
Oh yes.
go
Well, this
become an
guy
airsoft
probably
guy.
is. Wong was an IT specialist in the military, so I'm sure he's probably getting a lot of daps, but I don't think he saw any active duty. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, they might hate real military guys.
No, I
in the
guarantee they
airsoft community.
fucking love it
Well,
it makes
because
it more real.
Oh, if there's one of them, they make them feel. I don't know. They might make them feel less of men. Who knows?
These guys are like the backyard wrestlers, like to like the WWE's, like professional wrestlers. These guys are like the guys that do it in the backyard. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yep.
It's worse than that. All right, guys, this next one is, it was really popular amongst the Hardo Hive this week because it got submitted by multiple folks, Dan Whitewalls and Del G Jr. So you guys ever been so mad at your 90-year-old grandma who's also your roommate that you kill her with an ice pick and then get so hungry that you eat her like a pizza?
No.
Well, if we were in
No.
Northern California Hospital right now, you would probably see 37-year-old Dwayne Wallach with his hand up because that's exactly what Dwayne did in Richmond, California last Monday. Police responded to a 911 call Monday afternoon reporting a man standing over a woman's body, a woman's bleeding body in a quiet residential area near the Hilltop Plaza in Richmond. That's like north of San Francisco.
That's always something alarming. You might want to call the cops for that.
Yeah, there's a bleeding lady and a man standing over, and I don't think he's trying to help. Officers ordered Wallach to stop when they walked in and saw him huddled over a 90-year-old woman's body, eating her, but he ignored them and continued doing what he was doing before 4 officers physically had to restrain him and get him into handcuffs, so you know she must have been delicious. He did not want to stop.
I feel like, you know, like there's a couple crimes, if you commit them, like you have to just like get shot. Like you have to see it through. You're not going to put your hands up. Probably eating your grandmother's one of them. You're going to continue to go through with it.
It's like The
until
Walking
they remove
Dead.
you.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nope. No, they didn't shoot him with a lethal weapon. They shot him with a stun gun. They took him down. And according to knews.com, the police currently have no clear motivation for what the man's alleged actions.
Here's what it is. Insanity. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I thought maybe he's just hungry. But guys, Wallach remains in the hospital where he's being treated for unspecified physical injuries. Investigators are looking into whether drugs played a role in the crime. Taken to the internet, Sergeant Pomeroy of the Richmond County Police says, quote, "I will say that in 26 years of law enforcement, it's the worst thing I've ever seen." And then he went on to say that Dwayne was, quote, "digging in to the flesh of his grandma's body, was not shy there. Let's hope he gets the help he needs."
Yeah, might want to X-ray his brain first, unlike the doctors in India that fucked that up. Go for the brain scan, CAT scan.
Check
Chains
that
he
brain
needs.
out.
Let that be a lesson to you geriatrics, though. $5 is no longer an acceptable amount of money to put into a card. It's too little. You got to go north of 5.
Uh-huh.
That's what he was upset about again?
That's just a theory, bro. I don't know. That's just a theory, but
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. That's not a nice gift for your grandmother, but you can give your grandmother a nice gift, or you can give anyone a nice gift. And I always wanted to give my wife a nice gift, the perfect gift, you'd say. But I'm not a great gift giver. Luckily, I am a podcast host, and thankfully, our sponsor, PaintYourLife.com, stumbled into my life. You may have heard if you're a longtime listener, but I have 5 cats. We rescued all 5 cats, my wife and I, and even fostered 3 of them. You can thank me later, PETA. A lot of the decision-making that went into that was my wife's doing, although, to be clear, I'm huge on cats, not copping out on that. But the cats love her and are a big part of our lives. So when I heard that at PaintYourLife.com existed, and you could have an original painting by a world-class artist, I figured, you've done it again, Mark. You've come out smelling like roses with minimal thought or effort. Life shines brightly on you. And so I had them paint all 5 cats in one magnificent painting. Bada bing, bada boom. And if you want to give a truly meaningful gift, you've got to try PaintYourLife.com. Get a professional hand-painted portrait created from any photo at a truly affordable price. Choose from a team of world-class artists and work with them until every detail is perfect. It's a quick and easy process. Get a hand-painted portrait in about 3 weeks. Just send any picture. You can combine pictures like I had to do with the 5 cats because it's hard to get them all in one picture, and they'll get it for you. It makes a perfect birthday, anniversary, Father's Day gift, just any gift, really. At PaintYourLife.com, there's no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded guaranteed. And
That's
right now is a
insane.
limited... Yeah. Right now is a limited time offer. Get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping. To get this special offer, text the word FACTOR to 64,000. That's FACTOR to 64,000, 64000. Text FACTOR to 64,000 if you want to paint your life and celebrate the moments that matter most.
I mean,
on
they say
the real tip, your mom will love this shit. If you get this for your mom, she will really fucking love it.
Yeah.
right.
It's
They
the
say
ultimate gift.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, but what is a painting? What is an individualized painting worth?
It lets people know you got a little coin. Lets people know you got a little class.
It's real classy.
infinity.
Very
It's worth
classy.
infinity.
All right, fellas, we have another incel story on our hands. Thank you, Joe Kruger. Mark, I know you love these. I believe we have said this.
Yeah,
but
Airsoft. This is like a Venn diagram. Airsoft community and incels is like they're all in the middle.
Right. I know we've said this before, but incel is short for involuntarily celibate. AKA they can't get laid because they're such losers that no woman wants to touch them. These are the guys, the horniest losers on earth, and most times their anger towards the opposite sex for not wanting them to touch their unkempt genitals and unbrushed mouths leads them to strong resentment, which oftentimes leads to violence against the ones they want so badly. And that's what happened with 23-year-old Cole Carini. of Virginia, who blew his hand off and several other fingers of his other hand while constructing a bomb to get back at hot cheerleaders, and now he can't even jerk off to him. So
those hot cheerleaders are the worst. They don't ever bone me.
I'll show them.
He's just got to rub his nub against this junk now?
Right, yeah. Yep. So
he has no idea how close they came.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So what happened is...
they're so hot!
they're infuriating.
I don't know if I'm horny or angry.
So what happened is he checked into an emergency room at the hospital in Virginia. He told them that it was a lawnmower accident, but this guy had prior records of explosive charges, so they knew right away. Probably not lawnmower. He probably tried to blew his hand off. So the FBI got a warrant, turned up a blood trail from his driveway all the way up to his bedroom where the bomb went off with bits of flesh everywhere and nails in the wall. So they were like, okay, we understand
right next
now.
to his diary.
Yeah, it was literally a matter of time until this guy was a human ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
He went to one more high school football game. He was gonna lose his mind. So in his grandmother's shed, they also found more bomb materials, pipes, and like nails and stuff, and a note that expressed anger towards hot cheerleaders and admiration for Elliot Rodger, who was a self-described incel who killed 6 people and injured 14 others in Isla Vista, California, in 2014 before offing himself.
Yeah, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Will you go to homecoming with me? Of course you won't.
Yeah.
What did he like love cheerleading?
I won't even ask.
He's like a big fan of the sport. Like what? Like
they're the ultimate thing he wants to fuck is a
they're
hot
not
cheerleader.
even that hot. The hot cheerleader is a false myth, man. It's yeah.
You think?
Okay.
I don't know about that one.
Probably depends on the school.
I've seen some hot cheerleaders. The note described an imaginary suicide bomber's tension, quote, as he now approached the stage of hot cheerleaders.
He did not. He did not
at a shopping
call
mall.
them hot cheerleaders.
Yeah, vowing to be heroic and, quote, make a statement as Rogers did. So they found out he's just a complete psycho.
Blew his hand off.
He blew his hand off.
Great.
His mom said, it's a situation where my son needs help, and I hope he gets the help he needs. So you should probably just give up on your son, lady. He's got no hands now.
Your son's an incel, lady.
Right. More of an incel now.
An incel losing the ability to masturbate is like a normal human losing the ability to breathe.
Yeah, that's like a hummingbird not being able to fly.
Although maybe somebody's going to be
hover.
really into injuries or something, and he can use
Yeah, maybe
that.
he'll find a niche. That's a really positive note. I like that. Will.
Wow, that's so that's overly positive.
I hope they don't read the news.
The FBI needs to watch this kid like a hawk. They need to
Yeah.
24/7 surveillance on this guy's nub.
I hope whoever finds him never like accidentally dresses up like a cheerleader for Halloween because
Yeah. Look, we're going into another fucked up story, so I was just trying to give it some positive spin.
Fair enough.
Let's talk about Miss Hitler pageants. The next one comes to us from Hardo Hive members Matt Oxendale and Jabroni Sports, and it's a doozy. Alice Cutter and Mark Jones of the UK have been arrested for being members of the neo-Nazi group National Action. We've talked about them before. They were moved to the UK's terrorist list basically in 2016, and now they've been getting slowly caught ever since. But being part of that group is not the worst part by a landslide. Alice denies it, but apparently she went with Mark and 2 of their other weird UK Nazi buddies, and they entered her into a Miss Hitler pageant at some point in their Naziing careers. It's unclear whether the pageant had anything to do with them getting caught, but it's a very odd thing. Basically, think of a Miss Hitler pageant. It's basically a group of men and women who all wish Hitler was still alive so they could fuck him.
Sounds like
today.
a very prestigious prize for if it's a hateful group.
Yeah. Do we know if
that's got to be top prize.
do they dress up like female Hitlers or like do they dress up like Ava Braun's
like somebody Hitler would like to have sex with, I guess, is the idea. Their male partners are there to show them off in that way. So extremely odd.
Look at how she controls the German Shepherd.
Oh, I bet you want to hate fuck her, don't you?
Remember that parade they had in
Dachshund.
where was the Nazi parade they had during the in Spain?
Spain.
There was some hot not Hitler girls in that parade. And
Maybe that's where
you guys
I don't remember.
It was.
I mean, I'm not gonna just say that they weren't hot because they were. I mean, they were attractive.
I feel like there's attractive women in every group. I don't know why you'd have to go fishing into the Hitler pond.
You don't have to, Mark.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Okay.
Sounds like they made a lasting impression on you.
Yeah.
They did.
They are genocidal maniacs, but also probably vegans because Hitler was a vegan. Little known fact. Anyhow, the group National Action
is Dick vegan? Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, not in that sense.
You're saying it should have been the Mr. Hitler pageant. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
Right. So they're arrested. That's a good thing. This couple is no longer attending the. Well, I guess I mean, yeah. You decide. Let's take it to the internet to talk about the UK cracking down on the National Action neo-Nazis. And Nady Adisa says the funny thing is these two imperfect Anglo-Saxons would have been thrown into the pit. Her face is not symmetrical, and they would have been like next. I don't know what that means. And then Ronnie Cook says, funny thing is, Hitler bombed England. Excellent point from Ronnie Cook. John Fry replies to that and says, yeah, Nazis were always hypocrites. Look at Hitler, Goebbels, etc. None of them lived up to the Aryan beauty standards. Okay. And then we have Andy
John's
Galato.
like 6'6" and blonde hair.
Right. And then we have Andy Galato on the other side of things. There was others like Andy who said no more freedom in the UK. So upset with the arrests of the National Action group. And there was more Andys. Andy was not the only one.
Yeah.
People are upset about the Miss Hitler pageant getting busted.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
apparently that's a freedom of expression deal.
Yeah, I might not agree with everything you say, but I'll defend to my life your ability to dress up like Hitler. All right, guys, let's take it to 5-star reviews and voicemails. Real quick, if you're new to the show, if you leave a 5-star review for us on Apple Podcasts, we will read it verbatim, no matter what the fuck it is. Let's get into it. This one is from Not Hard Factor Will, titled, well, it's kind of news. From beaver parts to stormy mushroom-headed toadstools, these guys strike the right tone for any commute. They need a little bit of help from Hooked on Phonics, but heck, so did I. Keep it rolling. This guy better not fuck up on his spelling after saying that. Hold on. Keep it rolling. Love to admit I've listened to every episode and will continue to pass on this lighthearted take of current events. Damn it, it was perfect.
It was. He went over that 8 times.
Motherfucker.
And that was not me. I can confirm, not me. I did not write that. So
Yeah, we could tell yeah.
Thank you, Not Hard Factor Will, for listening to all the episodes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Appreciate that. This next was called Unbiased Funny News from Soph82947201. I don't ever leave reviews, but I listen to these guys while I put my makeup on every morning, and they are 500 times less depressing than the actual news. Love that they all remain extremely neutral, and honestly, wouldn't know what was going on in the world without these boys. Would happily say being introduced to this podcast is my only positive, or the only positive thing that came from my ex-boyfriend.
She gets it.
Nice.
She gets it.
Thank you. Wow.
Yeah.
What a glowing review.
This next one, guys, from Xander69IHF, and it's titled Breonna Taylor. The big thing you all missed was, yes, they misconducted a no-knock raid, open parentheses, which should be illegal, close parentheses, but no one is talking about how they broke in and immediately started shooting before being shot at. They straight up murdered her with no fear for their lives until her boyfriend shot back at them.
The reports are, unfortunately, from the articles I've read, including the New York Times, that the boyfriend shot at them first, and that's when they opened fire.
Yeah, and it's also inside the room. That's real hairy to know exactly what happened in reality.
Yeah,
but,
right.
And just like those Waco guys shot first too. Hey, look, the bottom line is, it doesn't matter who shot first. I mean, it definitely matters if the cop shot first. It still doesn't matter if the other guy shot first because he didn't think it was the cops. And we 100% agree she was murdered. And
yes,
absolutely.
And there should be justice for her.
And we're going to talk to somebody soon. We're going to talk to somebody
badly.
soon who may have a better opinion on that than any of us, because he was a cop. So.
That's true. All right, guys, let's get to voicemails. You can leave us a voicemail. We'll get the number for you at the end of the show because I can't fucking memorize it. But we do voicemails on Wednesdays and Fridays.
512-270-1480.
Love
There you
that.
go.
First one's from Chief Beef.
What up, Hard Factor boys? This is Chief Beef from the Michigan area with 2 suggestions for Bob the Ripper. Just how to establish himself in that situation he's in. Suggestion number 1, next time you take a shit, just aggressively fake cough, wait a second and fart loudly. Just let that office know what's going on in there. Suggestion number 2, go ahead, get there early and leave yourself an upper decker. That way the bathroom is always smelling bad, and the next time you shit, no one will know because it just always smells. Anyway, boys, love the pod. Hope this helps. Keep on keeping on.
All right, a little bit of context here. Bob the Ripper called last week and said that he works in a small office with just one bathroom, and he was curious about shitting in the office etiquette.
Chief Beef is an alpha, you can tell. Those are alpha moves. He's claiming the small bathroom for himself, and I respect it.
That's what I was saying. You should do it. I mean, I probably would chicken out and not do it, but I was suggesting that he do that. Yeah. Go in there, dominate it.
He's like, smear some shit on the walls, and then
I like the upper decker because then he's implicating everyone, like you said.
Right,
like,
that's true.
You'll
never
know.
Yeah, they'll never find out.
When everyone shits, no one shits, right?
Mm-hmm. This guy's next one's from Darren from Maine.
Hey boys, Darren from Maine again. I called a couple months ago about how to make some of your jokes better. Wanted to call with some additional advice. I've been watching your YouTube videos now that I've been able to work from home. Must say I've been enjoying them. However, I miss getting the drum solo and a closeout song at the beginning and end. So if there's any way you can incorporate those, you would have one extra happy listener, although I am happy to begin with. So anyways, keep up the great work. Have a great fucking day, guys.
We'll just tell YouTube to change their policies.
Yeah, problem is, Darren, if we do that, we can't monetize, and also if you put up copyrighted music, they can pull the video altogether. So
they'll just fry us. They'll just fry us in our seats.
Yeah, we wish we could.
Can't
though,
put
brother.
music. Can't put music on YouTube.
But here's a little suggestion.
Vaporize you where you stand if you use
open up
copyrighted
Spotify
music.
or your Apple Podcasts or Apple Music and just play money for nothing. And you know what? Maybe we could make the intro available for download. That could be a thing. Okay. All right, guys, this next one's from Grease Tank.
What's up, Art Factor boys? It's Grease Tank. I just gonna let you know I took your guys' advice, started watching the show on YouTube to start putting names to faces, and struggling a little bit, but I'm learning slowly. Quick question for you guys. I'm a car guy, in and out. Curious, what do you guys drive? Do you have any dream cars or anything like that, or do you guys dabble in that stuff? Looking forward to hearing it.
All right, guys. Question was, what do we drive? And then is anyone into cars like to have a dream car or something they'd love to eventually own?
I'll go first. I drive a 4Runner, have for a very long time, over a decade. Going to drive it until it falls apart. I think the next one, dream car, would be Cybertruck. I've always been into like the idea of a car that charges itself when you just park it outside. So I think by the time the 4Runner dies, that will be available in the Cybertruck.
I would love to see a Cybertruck, Will.
Yeah, I'm a Mazda guy these days. Don't have a dream car. Maybe a Jaguar. But I want to say for Grease Tank, he commented and said, "Good job being sober for the weekend," because I'm like 9 days sober. He goes, "That's incredibly challenging." To which I went to his YouTube page after that and saw that he has some interesting videos like solo case races.
Ha ha! Grease Tank's a machine.
Yeah, Grease Tank is a machine.
Single guy, huh?
Yeah. His buddies are in the videos too, but he takes care of the case himself.
That's impressive. Wes, what do you drive?
I drive a Highlander, a Toyota Highlander, and it's fantastic. And my dream car for the longest time has always been a BMW M5. That's just been the longest standing dream car of mine is an M5.
Those are nice.
Oh, I love that.
BMW.
Love that. And this is Pat. I drive a 2006 BMW 530i. I love Beamers. Probably an M5's up there, but honestly, man, like a Toyota truck, like a badass Toyota truck would be sick. Or, man, a decked out like GMC Sierra. That's probably my dream car. Would love that shit.
Limo.
But you have to have a driver.
Yeah, that would be the worst
that's
car
what
ever.
I want. That's what I want.
Oh, you need a plus a driver. You got to clarify. All right, guys, final voicemail. This one's probably the most fun of the day.
Quick question. Just got engaged. I was wondering, Mark, do you want to officiate the wedding? Les, will you take pictures? Will and Pat, you two can be esteemed guests. Just let us know what you think.
and or ring bearers. It's up to you. We're open to the option.
Have a great fucking day.
Hell yeah. Love that.
Yes,
Congrats.
Yes, I do want to marry you.
Yeah, and I'll fly me out wherever you are. I'll take your pictures.
Yeah, and Will and I will get drunk at your wedding.
Oh yeah, and I'll hand over a ring, probably at the right time if you remind me to.
Yeah.
If you can afford to fly us out there, we're there.
I refuse to. The one thing Will and I'm speaking for Will on this, we refuse to usher. We'll do anything but ushering because that's a bullshit job at a wedding.
I actually find ushering to be exhilarating.
There you go.
Pat
can be ring bearer and Will can be usher.
Really? Because when you're ushering, you're just like, I guess I wasn't close enough to be in the wedding party.
Door guy for a long time. When you do that, you get used to hey, what's up? Welcoming people in. You crack a couple
You can
jokes
take the guy away from the door, but you can't take the door away from the guy or something like that, right?
Making
Door guys,
someone
great
usher-
ushers. Great ushers.
It should be a paid job. Making someone an usher at your wedding should be a slight. And I will say, I've emceed 3 weddings before. That's a big thing for me in the party time. Consider that. Guys, that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Can we do this digitally as well? Let us know because we'll do it online. It'd be fun. That's going to do it for Hard Factor, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm going to wrap it up quick because we're getting close on time. But yeah, have a great fucking day.